Good morning. Thank you to whoever's listening to this. Me and Ray just talk about the stuff that was happening in the NFL last week. Kind of irritated. I've been lacking quite a bit on the podcast. I really haven't been motivated to put stuff out, and it's not like I'm not recording them. I'm just being lazy on putting them out because doing these intros and fucking with the levels and shit like that really isn't that hard. So I apologize for that. I'm gonna have a podcast that I'm gonna have this one up, which you're listening to it, and then I got another one that I'm gonna have. I'm just gonna put it up because I'm tired of fucking around. These things they're not that much work, but they're work to me, and I'm a lazy prick. So just fucking start bitching. I wish people would hold me accountable, but I know it's up to me to make this shit happen because you need to be able to do shit like this on your own. You shouldn't need your hand held. You shouldn't need shit like that. You should be able to fucking show up, get it done, and fucking keep it consistent. And that's something I'm working on. That's a problem that I have in my whole self. Just me being myself. That's something I need to work on. You know, because life is complicated. And, but the only thing that we can control is ourselves. And if we can control ourselves and we get the most out of ourselves, we can change a lot of situations. So yeah, I mean, the world might fuck you. Shit happens. You gotta grab life by the balls and you gotta get right after it. You can't let a busy schedule run your life. You still have to figure out how to make it work. Even if you only sleep fucking 4 hours a week, 4 hours a day. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? You gotta do what you gotta do to make yourself happy. The successful people in this world don't do it by not doing a lot. They're busting their balls every single day to do the shit that they like and do the shit they love. So I'm working on this shit. We're gonna be putting it out. It's gonna be happening. Appreciate every last one of you. Hope you enjoy it. We talk about all the stuff that happened last week with NFL players kneeling. I thought it was a really good podcast. We're kind of far away from that whole situation now. Got to get someone on to talk about the Vegas shit because that shit's crazy. But other than that, thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to me ramble for 3 minutes about useless bullshit. Hope you enjoy.
So are we recording right now?
Yeah, we're on the mic, dude.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Just make sure you're speaking up. If you want to put on the headphones, you're welcome to it.
All right. No, I'm good. All right. So let's just talk about the...
So, in the car, you had brought up to me this stuff with the Confederate flag.
No, not the Confederate flag.
Which flag?
The regular flag.
The regular flag?
Yeah.
What, people burn it?
The football game.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so in the car, Ray brought up a pretty good argument, pretty good conversation, right?
Yeah.
He brought up so this past weekend, and
well, I think it was before that. I think.
Well,
Trump
okay.
said something.
Trump said something. I think it was on last Thursday.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's what I think
it was. It was this previous week before the football games.
Yeah, he said whoever kneels should be fired.
I'll pull it up real quick.
Should be those. He said SOBs. Those SOBs should be fired or fined or released by the team. And what else? Dude, I didn't know what the noise was. Is that your sister?
Yeah, that's my sister.
She's singing?
Yeah.
She sings?
Yeah, she's in the choir.
Oh, shit, okay. Freak me out. She's good. I was like, what is that? That she was just playing music.
What Donald Trump should be talking about instead of the NFL.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Basically, he said if someone kneels, those SOBs should be released or fired or fined or something like that. get them off the field.
Yeah.
Get those sons of bitches off the field or something. You have a thing?
He said the league is going to hell if players are continuing to allow to protest during the national anthem.
That was more recent.
What? Get out of here!
I was like,
Get out of here! No, stupid commercials. I'm just trying to go on the internet without stuff popping up.
No, but what is this? No, that was that. I don't think that was the one.
This is from September 27th. It's September 27th?
Yeah, that's
Holy
today.
crap!
No, yeah, that's not it. He said SOBs. He said, I'll try to look it up. He said an SOB tweet. But do you agree with it?
What?
That's how you should protest.
Okay, when Colin Kaepernick, last year at the beginning of the year, when he chose to do that, he was standing up for something, right? And would you agree that what he did got people talking about it?
Oh, no. I agree. Yeah, it definitely did.
So I would say that what he did worked, right?
Yeah.
So now when we go into the conversation, was it right? That's a different story. See, if he were to... People have been talking about this issue for several years now. We've been having...
But he did it. I don't even think I understand why. He did it because blacks, African Americans are discriminated against, right?
He feels that they're mistreated.
Okay.
And he was raised by white people. So it's not like...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he was raised by white people. He's doing this because he feels that what they're doing is wrong. He was never treated that way, but he feels after seeing what is going on, he thinks that by doing this, he is putting that out into the light. He was bringing that topic into conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this has been continuing. People have been following his wave, right?
Yeah.
A couple players here, a couple players there. It hasn't been big numbers, but like 3 or 4 members on each team. So Trump fucked up. Trump said all these players should be released. Get them off the field. They shouldn't even... These sons of bitches need to get off the field.
Yeah.
Okay, Trump was putting his word out there, right? He said these people need to be released. The owners should not do this. Like, all this shit, right?
Yeah.
He pissed the fucking NFL off.
No, I agree.
He pissed them all off. And they did it strictly on the point to say, fuck you.
Yeah, I know.
We're standing behind our motherfuckers, right?
Yeah, I agree, but then you're not like it's a hard time to talk about because you got okay, America's like, we have freedom, right? So you have the right to stand up for the pledge or not stand up.
Yeah, and this is
the Star Spangled Banner.
And that's been going on since we were in school.
Yeah,
there's always been a couple of kids that say it.
Yeah,
and we wouldn't bat an eye about it because there's.
I don't know.
I mean,
I did.
People would get upset about it.
Yeah,
but
I didn't make a big deal. I might ask them after.
Yeah. I mean, you're just wondering their opinion of why they're doing that, and everybody has different reasons for that, right?
Yeah, yeah. But okay, so you can do that, like that. That's a great thing. You have...
okay, so...
That's why it's great. You can do it. But I don't know if that's the right way to go about it. Like, I agree. I don't know what it's like because I'm white. But, like, I don't know. Maybe you could do something else. Because they have millions of dollars. Like, okay, let's say all these guys. So let's see. I'm not saying I'm not trying to go against anyone or anything, but I'm just saying I don't agree with how they're protesting. I don't like how they're doing it. It's like against the flag. I don't know.
Okay.
I just don't feel like that's right.
We have been raised to stand for the pledge, right? And praise our flag, right? So for these people who feel that the flag itself isn't representing all, for them to sit, they feel like they're representing that group of people. They want to show that light, right? Even if they're making millions of dollars, football might not be the biggest thing to them. It might be making changes, helping people, right?
No, I agree.
So for them to kneel or whatever they plan on doing to sit during the national anthem, that is
or to protest it, whatever.
That is for them to bring it to light. It's not them disrespecting the flag. It's different from that. Disrespecting the flag will be burning flags and shit like that.
I guess
they are trying.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but it's weird.
It's not something that we would think of.
No, yeah, because it's just like people serve, so you gotta go out there and stand for the flag.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, it's just weird.
But
did you see the Steelers?
Yeah. Did you see what he talked about?
Yeah,
later on?
after. Yeah,
and he said,
"I regret doing it."
Yeah, he said we need to show unity, right?
Yeah. He's the Army Ranger guy.
Yeah. So bad motherfucker.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But the thing about it is, so when Trump said that, he said these people need to get off the field. By all these players joining them in the protest, that was them showing unity and their support for their teammate. Them showing that you can't divide us. We're one. We're one team. We're one. We're football players, and we're united in this. And you see some players that are doing certain things. But even Jerry Jones, a very, very strong supporter of Trump, was united with his team. He was kneeling with his team.
Yeah, but they kneeled before it.
They kneeled before, but
then they got up.
But they were locked arms.
Yeah.
That's different. That's the same type of protest. They were showing that they were united as one. So, them doing that shows the unity, and by what is happening now, the NFL is the largest viewed sport in the United States, right?
I don't know.
It is.
Okay.
It is, by like a crazy margin.
Okay.
Like, everybody fucking watches football. By them doing this, it brings this topic to the surface. Republicans and Democrats, everybody watches football. By bringing this to the surface, by having people have this conversation, people like me and you have these conversations. And that's how shit gets done, right?
Yeah. But
Slaves were slaves for so long, and the only thing that brought them to the limelight, that brought them up, was we started talking about it. It became an issue. And none of these things are gonna get fixed until we talk about them, until they come to the surface. Civil rights, blacks didn't have their civil rights for nearly 100 years after they were emancipated.
It's just, dude, this is crazy.
It's crazy, and you know the craziest thing? We're witnessing it.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about stuff. We're going to be talking about this for a long, long time in the future. This is stuff that's going to be in our history books.
Yeah. It's just hard.
It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow at the moment.
No, it's just like because you don't understand. I don't.
Because
they don't think they're equal. They say or something.
Well,
they're discriminated upon. But
yeah.
is it by everyone or is it by the police? Like I don't even know.
Okay.
I don't know. Like
I don't think it's supposed to be specific. I think it's supposed to be in general. They want to be looked at as equals, right? And by having these conversations,
I feel like everyone. I don't know. Maybe you're not.
Well, Ray, you got to remember where we are though. We're in suburbia.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
We're in
unincorporated McHenry.
We're in a good spot.
Yeah.
We're in a very prosperous area. Now, if you were to go to different areas, if you were to go to Wheeling or Round Lake or Waukegan or North Chicago,
yeah, just go to like the city,
or even if you go to the city,
yeah.
But depending on where you are, the situation can be a hell of a lot different.
Yeah.
So what you see compared to what other people see could be black and white. It could be very, very different.
what we have here might be very, very good, very positive area, and everybody has the opportunity to prosper. But it might not be like that in other places. It might not be like that in the South. It might not be like that in the inner cities. And that's what we got to understand, that it's not just our immediate area. And I understand what your perspective is of.
Because we don't
see it.
Yeah,
we don't
fucking
see it.
leave. It's like small. You know what I mean?
But okay,
you know what I mean. It's not a lot of people, so like we don't really know.
Well, it's not even that it's not a lot of people. It's not a lot of people we know.
Yeah, and it's fucking It's just hard because. I guess we're not around it, and it's not like a big thing around here. So.
Yeah, it's just it's not something we see, right?
Yeah.
But we don't know that. We've never been a black kid that gets pulled over by the cops and immediately gets discriminated against. On New Year's, me and Gabe were going to pick up Angel from Tanya's grandma's house. We pull out, and fuck cop pulls me over, right? Uh-huh. He thinks I got drugs just because I got long hair. So yeah, I mean, it's simple shit like that to get discriminated against. I can change my hair. Black kid, he can't change the color of his skin. Don't pull up Michael Jackson. Shut up.
I know, I'm just saying.
I know.
I try to lighten the mood.
Yeah, I got you. He's not Barry Bonds either. Or, no, who was it? Who was the other dude? Michael Jackson, and then... who was Sammy Sosa? Sammy Sosa got white. You know that?
No, he did not.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Sammy Sosa's white as hell.
That's freaking weird, man. All I know is, did he cheat or something? Somehow they called him... Is that true or whatever? Did he, cork his bat or something?
Mythbusters, check that out. Corking your bat makes it harder to hit home runs.
Is he really white?
He's white as fuck.
Let me see. Oh, what the... How am I saying black? Like
what? Dude, he's white as shit.
Yeah. Oh, it looked kind of normal, though.
Sammy got white as fuck.
You know what I mean? Like, when I feel like... How do you do that, though? How do you, like...
What, how do you get white like that? It's a disease.
What's a disease?
Yeah.
I thought they had, like, surgery or some shit.
Michael Jackson had a lot of surgery. Because he always wanted to be a fucking... I don't know what the fuck happened to him. That dude was fucking nuts.
No, so he had a disease. That's why I was like, he looks like Michael Jackson did not look... I just feel like he looked different.
Well, he was insecure with what he looked like. He had, like, this fucking fat schnoz and...
I thought he looked better.
Oh, he did. If you look at him, and what was it? I think it was 83 when Thriller came out. I think that's what it was. I think that's when he looked the best, right? He hadn't fucked with too much shit. But then, like, Bad came out, and you're like, what the fuck happened, dude? His skin's bleaching from black to white, while Sammy Sosa and others are bleaching.
No, so they're bleaching themselves?
I don't think they're bleaching themselves.
I don't understand how that works. Can a white guy go black?
I don't know. I think that's what happens when you hang out in the sun too long.
I don't know. No, you get tan. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think...
Get out of here with... No. Get out of here.
No, it's just crazy.
Hey. No, I don't care.
It's just a crazy thing to think about.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think about. Yeah, I mean, but it is what it is.
If everyone just did, like, the golden rule, you know?
Yeah.
Treat us how you want to be treated.
See, but that's the thing. A lot of people don't. And you got to remember, everybody comes from a certain circumstance. It sounds really good to say, yeah, why don't we just treat each other how we want to be treated? What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Just exit out of it. The whole thing. There you go.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think about what what certain turn of events can turn into. Okay, you growing up, you growing up, you might be treated a certain way by certain people, right? Or you might grow up in a certain society where it's normal. It's not just acceptable. It's pushed that you act a certain way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people, it might be you have to be very tolerant, right? You have to be tolerant of the Jews and the fucking blacks and the homosexuals and everything like that. Maybe you grew up with lesbian parents. Everybody comes from a different circumstance, and it could be the other way around.
Yeah, but why does that matter? You know what I mean?
Well, it's what you perceive as normal.
Yeah. I mean,
Even
if you had two moms or whatever, like I think you know like the right way to treat someone and the wrong way to treat someone.
Exactly, you would understand it better. So
no, I mean I don't think that like you know what I mean. I don't think that matters. Like I don't think it matters black, white. You know what I mean? I think
if you grow up and you don't even know what a queer person is, you've never seen them in your life.
Okay,
that's gonna fuck you up. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? And you're probably that's weird. They suck each other's dicks. What?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, but you can't. I mean, you can still talk to them.
You can still talk to them, but a lot of people don't understand that. You might grow up with parents that say homosexuals are bad.
Yeah.
Blacks are bad. Mexicans are bad. That's what I grew up hearing.
Yeah, I agree.
And fucking, I thought that was right. I thought that's how it's supposed to be. I'm white and that's right. But guess what? You figured that shit out. And I was lucky enough. I was able to figure that out. I was able to have these conversations with. I was able to grow up with the Moors and I was able to understand where Gabe was coming from, and I was lucky enough that I was able to be accepted by all of them because they were tolerant enough to accept me. They were accepting enough to accept me and have me understand what goes on.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah,
it's whatever circumstance you grow up in. It's really what it is. If you grow up hating blacks because blacks just fucked with you all the time, then
I got jumped by Mikey and Dre. They beat my ass all the time.
Yeah.
I don't fucking hate black people.
Well.
You know what I mean?
I know.
They stole my football. I try to get back. They beat my ass.
I got you on that, but like, it all depends on the circumstance, right? It depends on what you grow up with, and everybody's different. You might grow up getting bullied all the time, and guess what? You grow up, you're like, I want to fuck some people up.
Yeah, but there's like a time and place to do it. You can't just say I want to. You know what I mean?
Believe me, Ray.
Fuck this guy up just to fuck him up.
I understand that, Ray. But a lot of people, they get stuck in those mindsets, right?
Yeah.
They get stuck. They fucking just get fucking
There's
mad.
like activities you can do.
I know that, right? And that's why they're there. But a lot of people don't understand that dude that got fucked with in high school all the time, he might want to go be a cop so he can go be the bully now.
No, that's not right.
It's not right. It's not. And guess what? Being a cop, I think, is one of the hardest jobs.
Oh my, yeah.
One of the hardest jobs.
To do. But yeah, it's just
because it's
everything's like you never know what's gonna happen.
No, it could be a life or death situation.
Yeah, every time.
Every day you get into the car. Anytime.
Yeah, that's
so. Especially with all these things that are happening in these inner cities, right?
Yeah, tensions are high.
Tensions are high.
For both sides.
Okay.
For both
Ray.
sides.
For both sides, exactly. So, Ray.
So when let's say an officer, let's say a white officer pulled over an African American male, right?
Let me just put in perspective how high tensions are. Since the Iraq War and Afghanistan War have gone on, more people have died in Chicago than in war.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think that's police killing.
No, it's not police killing. That's how crazy the circumstances.
Yeah, that's gangs. That's gangs killing each other.
I know, but still, okay. If
didn't more African Americans kill other African Americans?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well then, yeah.
Well I'm not saying that it's a war against the police versus the blacks. I'm saying that's how high tensions are in those areas. More people are getting killed in the inner cities of Chicago than are overseas in war. That's fucking crazy. Just that scale. One little city, 2 fucking wars in 2 countries. That's crazy.
We had good military.
But
no, but that's I totally agree.
so, and personally, I've been doing a little bit. I've been fucking
But that is
geeking out over this shit because it's crazy to me, and it goes beyond getting rid of the gangs. The whole reason that we've had this cataclysmic event.
But there's not just white officers. You know what I mean?
No, and it's the fact
There's
that these
officers of every race, ethnicity.
And I'm not saying that's the
But I feel
issue.
like I don't know what the fucking issue is, dude. I don't even know. It's fucked.
Well,
I feel like black people hate white people.
maybe they do.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But that's what I feel.
That's the crazy thing, right? Okay.
I feel like they do because they feel discriminated against. I don't know, because I'm not African American or black.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's that there's no jobs, right? There fucking ain't shit for work in the inner cities.
Yeah.
Guess what? Best way to make money? Start hustling that corner, right? And you know what the biggest problem in Chicago is right now? In the 90s, they took out all the big gang leaders, right?
Okay.
The guys that were pulling all the strings, keeping the money flowing, right?
So now people just want to be the leader.
No. Okay, so
Just want to religion.
they took out these leaders, right, out of these inner cities. So they'd all work together, and they're all about, I got this territory, you got this territory, they got this territory, and whatever. And fucking, they never fucked with each other, right? They kept it nice and simple. They got big groups fucking making money, right? We're making money. Okay. This is a fucking enterprise.
Okay.
So what happened, they took out all those leaders, and it created a power vacuum. All these big groups fragmented. So you're on this corner, right? You're on your street.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's just fighting now. Just for like power and structure.
Let me continue. So you're on this block, right? You're on this street.
Basically, it's all power structure so you can make money. All it comes down to is making money.
Well, this is where it gets weird, especially in Chicago.
Okay.
So you might be beefing with this dude right across the corner. So you go rolling up over there. You guys get shot. Guess what? Your brother dies, right? Your best friend dies. Guess what?
Yeah, you're gonna retaliate.
You're gonna retaliate, and it creates this fucking vicious cycle of just murder, and that's why we have such a murder rate in Chicago, because it's that continuous cycle. It's not the big groups and people are pulling each other back. It's so emotionally driven. It becomes, we have to protect ourselves. We have to fucking, everybody's packing. So those, guess what happened? They have all these gun laws. It's not doing shit. It's doing the opposite.
Yeah, because people that obey the law are gonna they're gonna obey it, and then people who don't, I mean, that goes for anyone.
Well, it goes on with drugs like that too.
Yeah, if someone's slinging drugs, you're already breaking the law. So I care about gun
that's
law.
too. But when you make something illegal, anything that's illegal becomes more desirable, right? During Prohibition, alcohol was the shit, right? Yeah. And there's a lot of money to make with this, so everybody's pushing, everybody's fucking drinking, everybody's bootlegging and moving, everybody's making money, right? Yeah. It's a fucking black market enterprise. It's the same way with drugs. You make drugs illegal, people want them. They start getting pushed. They push them over here. Guess what? It's the same thing with guns. You make guns hard to get, people need them. People need them for protection. So everybody's having to pack. Everybody's having to carry a gun. Because otherwise, they're scared they're going to get shot. They're scared that they won't get protected. And guess what? Everybody's packing, and everybody's getting shot.
Okay. No, but we totally got away from the topic. What I want to talk about. Basically, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about...
Well, it goes back to that... The reason why they're protesting is because they feel like they're being misrepresented. They feel like they are not being given a good opportunity. And it goes back to, there aren't any jobs in these areas. How can we get... If we were to just put if we were to put money in their pocket legally, a lot of this shit would just disappear. If you gave them all jobs, good paying jobs where they could do good for themselves. Not fucking Not $100,000 a year jobs, but like $30,000-$40,000 a year. These people are going to put down the fucking guns. They're going to stop selling the drugs because they don't need to do it anymore to get by. You will, when you need to put food on that plate, you'll do whatever it fucking takes.
No, I agree.
And if you give these people an opportunity where they don't have to fucking...
You can always join the military. Just don't fuck up.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of these people fuck up before they even have the opportunity. When you're 14, fucking mom's hooked on drugs, and you and your brother want to eat, fucking, you'll go out there and you'll start hustling, and guess what? You might get fucking caught.
Yeah.
And it's the vicious cycle of it. And unless we give these people opportunity, right?
I think I don't know, man. Maybe I'm fucking looking at it wrong. Why does everyone not have an equal opportunity? Because where they're born.
Yeah, a lot of the time is where you're born, what situation you're born into. That's what decides your outcome. A lot of the time, they bring up a great point of nature versus nurture, and I believe that both have a lot to do with it. Where you're born and what you come up around, right? What you're raised around has a huge impact on who you become. On what your morals are, what you believe is right and what you believe is wrong. When you're out there and you have no food, you think it's right to sell drugs because maybe in your circumstance it's the only option.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
The reason why in suburbia we don't have these issues is because you don't need to sell drugs to get by. We have fuckloads of jobs.
Yeah.
We have more jobs than we can fucking fill. Like, there's so much opportunity out here. But you go to those inner cities, unemployment's what, 30, 40%? A bunch of people on welfare, a bunch of people on drugs. There's no good opportunity. It's either get out or start hustling. That's the only way to prosper. And guess what? When there's no money, you ain't going to college. You can try. You never even thought that was a possibility. Because guess what? Your mom go to college? Fuck no. She dropped out. Everybody's dropping out. Dropout rates are high because that's acceptable. It's what you perceive as acceptable, what you perceive as right, is what gives these people their identity, right? What they believe is right from wrong. So you might meet some guy in the city who may be selling drugs, but he might have the similar moral standpoint as you. He needs to provide for his family. He needs to feed his kids. But how he goes about it might be completely different because what he perceives is the best way to do it and what you perceive the best way to do it could be completely different because what the circumstance they are in.
Yeah. Everyone's got a different opinion no matter what. But yeah.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
But yeah, it definitely depends on the situation you're in. And they say, like, no matter what, if you're putting in a life or death situation or something like that, you always put yourself first. They say.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's just human nature.
Absolutely.
Every time.
It's human nature. You want to survive, right?
I don't know about that, but I mean, I guess I don't know. I never had
that
situation.
But when you have kids, a lot of the times your kids come before you.
Yeah.
That's why you will go out and you'll risk your life for it. That's why you'll risk your life to try to provide and try to make sure they have the best opportunity they do. But it's hard when there's no jobs. You don't see a lot of opportunity, and what's $8 going to get you an hour in the city? Tell you what, fucking nothing.
None?
You don't get shit.
Yeah, probably not a whole lot. Everything's expensive out there.
Everything's expensive. Shit, what does $150 buy you a week anyway? A little food, maybe? But guess what? You can be selling drugs making $1,000 a week. Pretty convincing right there, right?
Yeah.
Shit.
What about, Alright, back to the freaking flag thing. Right or wrong?
What do you mean right or wrong? What do I believe?
Is that the right way to go about it?
I think what...
Yes or no?
Okay.
It's just yes or no. I don't think so. No, that's the right. If you ask me if it's yes or no, it's just yes or no. Just answer it.
Okay, I think it...
Just be stern. Yes, don't say I think, because I think a lot of things too. Like, I think they could go about it this way and this, but I just don't agree with not respecting like the people who fought for the country.
Well, I believe what they're doing is right.
Okay, but is it okay? So
as of now, people have tried many ways. They've tried to get on social media, talking outright about it. But by doing this,
it's definitely grabbing a shit ton of attention. That's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is working. So I
think
it
doesn't
So by disrespecting the flag, sometimes things like this have to happen, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes this shit has to happen for these to come to light. People have tried many ways to get these things to light, and it hasn't been working. People look at the murder rate, it hasn't been working. Guess what? If you get this, if you feel that strongly about it...
But how long do you think they're going to do this?
I don't think it's going to last as long as you think.
Okay. And then what do they want change then?
They want people to fucking look. They want people to fucking see what's going on. They want people to look into what actually is going on. It's not... They want people to fucking realize what the fuck's going on. Because when you have more people dying in one city than we do in war, but every school, when someone dies, they'll have that fucking flag at half-mast.
Mm-hmm.
They want that same kind of fucking respect. They want that same kind of understanding. Because we understand what's at stake in war, but we don't want to acknowledge what's going on here. We don't want to acknowledge the fact that I think it's like 1 in 10 kids are going hungry.
Okay.
People don't want to realize what's going on here. People are forgetting what's going on here, and we have issues too here, and we need to fucking figure this shit out.
No, I agree. But how? But what are we supposed to do? You can't look. You can't ask Illinois to do something. We're fucked.
No, it's not asking Illinois to fix it.
Then who?
It's the people. Let's say I have a company and we're going to open another spot.
Yeah, but we can't do anything then.
No, not me and you. But we can have this discussion. We need to understand what's going on. It's the bigger people that need to make these plays. Even if it's us.
What bigger people?
It's the people with the money.
No, I didn't have any fucking money.
I'm not talking... Okay. Do you not realize... Okay, Illinois has one of the highest per capita incomes. Illinois is fucking rich. The state might be fucked.
Yeah.
But the people have fucking money.
Yeah, the people do.
People have money. Those are the people in control. We live in a capitalistic society, right? We're not relying on the government to help these people. We need it to happen naturally by getting employment in there. We need it so we can get employment in there by getting the right people in the police force, by getting the right people in the school system. It's a build up, not a breakdown. We can't just eliminate these people. We have to build them up.
I'm not saying eliminate. I'm just saying I'm trying to understand how to help them. You know what I mean?
Well, it's by...
I just say, I can't do anything. I can't fucking...
No, and me and you, the best thing we can do is talk about it, right? If there's 300 million people saying that we need to get jobs there, guess what? At least a few of them are going to do it. At least a few of them have the power to do it. Okay, there's 50,000 manufacturing jobs from Chicago to Rockford that won't be filled this year. Take that shit to the inner city. Boom. Inner city issues gone. And I might be saying it really simply like that. But if we were to get 50,000 good paying jobs into those inner cities, everything would return to baseline. Everything would go back to a reasonable level.
It's fucked. Alright, dude. I don't know. Alright, but you never answered yes or no. They doing it right?
Yeah, I think they are.
Okay.
And I think they are because people are talking about it.
Yeah.
And that's why I think what they're doing is right. And by pissing people off, it'll only help it. It'll only help the movement.
Okay. I said no because I don't like disrespecting the flag.
No, and I understand that. And a lot of people feel like that, but because you feel so...
I understand, but that they feel discriminated against.
Yeah, and because you feel so strongly about it, you want to know why, right? That's why we're sitting here having this conversation.
I know, because they...
And you might not feel like what they're doing is right.
I know why. I know, because they say, like, police brutality and, like, people look down on them, but I just feel like that's fucking foreign. You know what I mean? Because
you don't see it.
Yeah, because I was, like, the way I was raised, you just treat everyone how you want to be treated, and that's
exactly.
it.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't have that mindset. A lot of people feel like they're better than everybody, right?
You can feel you're better than anyone.
And
I can feel I'm better than you, but I'm still going to treat you as an equal.
Exactly. But that's where it comes down to a lot of people don't feel that way. They feel like, if I'm better than you, I don't have to treat you with any grain of respect.
You can feel whatever you want.
But...
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, but...
It's the action.
Exactly. It's these conversations, it's these actions that are going to unite us even more. That bring us as a country. They might split us, but eventually it'll bring us all together again. When Colin Kaepernick started doing this, it was just one person. Within a year and a half, it's the whole NFL. Within another year and a half, it might be half of America. And within another couple of years, it might be all of America.
Doing what? Kneeling?
No, but...
Doing what? It's like...
Bringing this idea to fruition, right? Bringing this back up, right? The whole reason that civil rights happened was because there was two sides and eventually one had to give. And normally...
What do you mean one had to give?
One had to give.
What do you mean?
So, the racists, right? The people that didn't want them in their schools, that didn't want them in those jobs, that didn't want them in their bathrooms, that didn't want them drinking out of the water fountains, eventually they lost, right? It eventually gave. Sure, those people still had those ideas, but they fucking lost. They didn't win the war. They didn't win the war on civil rights. Because of the
people who didn't like African Americans?
Yeah, people who wanted to suppress them, people that didn't feel that they were equal. The racists, the people who were against that. But that only allowed blacks more prosperous opportunities, right? Helped a lot of them, right? But we still have a lot of work to do. And that's what these protests are about. That's why we have these Rodney King riots and shit like that. It's fucked, I know. It's super fucked. And it helps us realize that America isn't perfect. No country's perfect. But this is showing us that we have work to do, right?
Yeah.
And by us saying we have fucking work to do, it's just a start. It's just a start. And by saying we have work to do, more legislation is going to get done. Government's going to help. More people are going to go out of their way to try to help these communities, right? That helps too. And eventually, we're able to raise them up. Raise them up. Because guess what? There's ample opportunity. There's a need for people just like those guys, those hungry motherfuckers, to get into jobs like that. But the biggest thing is education needs to come up in those areas. So guess what? That's where the government comes in. They start pushing education harder. Because in a lot of those areas, they started closing schools. What the fuck are you supposed to do then? You don't got a fucking school to go to? You're fucked. You're fucked. So guess what? By everybody saying, we need fucking school, we need to spend our school money here.
Yeah, but how?
It'll happen.
Like, what government do you want to give the schools money?
Well, actually, it's the state, so...
Yeah, so we can't.
No, here's the thing.
Like that rapper? I don't know. The one rapper did. He gave the schools money.
Oh, Chance the Rapper? I don't know. I think it was Chance the Rapper. He does a lot of shit like that.
Yeah.
But
but he has a lot of money.
Of course he does. But it's not even close to what we need. But it helps. Every little bit helps. So here's the thing. Because Illinois is so corrupt, they fucking literally steal money hand over fist. That's why we got the highest tax, one of the highest taxes in the country, right? They're just fucking grabbing money, stuffing their fucking pockets. Yeah, we gotta say, by bringing this to fruition, We have to put fucking straight people in those offices. Because guess what? Who votes for those offices? Us as people.
Yeah,
we vote for those people.
I pointed myself. I was like,
we vote for that.
yeah. But
So that's where it comes to us. That's where we have to come in. And we have to get to it, right? We have to fucking be the motherfuckers that do it. We have to put the right people in office. We have to make sure they're spending the money the right fucking way.
okay, but all this is happening. So it's not going to be a short process.
No, it's never a short process.
So
This might be 20 years. This might be 30 years. It might be not even in our lifetime. But guess what?
how long do they need to protest the flag?
As long as they need to.
That is fucked. Because Illinois is fucked. If we're just talking about Illinois, like I'm just straightly talking Illinois.
Yeah.
Like Illinois is fucking broke.
It's because people have been stealing.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
look
like,
at
there's
this.
nothing. Like we can't. Like we kind of can't help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the fuck like I don't know what they fucking want. What the fuck African Americans want? Why we're even fucking protesting the flag?
Because it starts this conversation.
It does. It starts the conversation. But
And that's the most important part. This might only happen for the next 3 games. It might only have been that game.
it talks about it, but then it like okay. Let's say this.
It brings up the conversation.
Okay, let me say this right here. Ready?
Okay.
Before all this shit happened, I was like, I looked at everyone equal, but fuck, I don't know. It's hard to look at. You know what I mean? For me personally, it's hard because it's hard to look at someone who just doesn't respect the flag, like disrespects the country to me.
Yeah.
Like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So, I feel by them sitting.
I know they're trying to get a message across.
No,
but
no.
Can they do it a different
Okay, Ray.
way?
Okay. I feel by them sitting, they don't respect the country as it is today.
Okay.
There's nothing saying that they aren't real Americans. Americans have always been pushing for change, right?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying.
So by them sitting, they say that we don't like our country as today and it needs to change.
Well,
It's not saying that they're disrespecting the flag. It's that they're sitting because they believe in change. They don't believe in the country, how it stands today, and that they believe that things need to change for it to become better. That it needs to change for them to stand to that flag because they believe in it. America, the home of the free and the brave, right? The American dream. Fuck off, right? We stand for that flag for a reason. Because we believe in our country. For those people to sit... Huh? Okay, fuck off, Ray.
They're trying to help you.
I know, I got you. But for those people to sit, they don't stand for the way the country stands today.
I can understand because
They don't-
Trump says idiotic things.
Well, it's not even that. It's been like that for a long time.
No, I know, but I feel like it's become bigger after he said that. Like as soon as he said that
Shit got real.
yeah,
People believe there was a vibe.
I agree, he fucked up. Like he shouldn't have said that.
No, he shouldn't have. But if that's how I
A
feel,
lot of shit he says is fucked up.
I know. But he won a popularity contest.
Yeah.
And he's one of the most popular dudes in fucking... He's the most popular dude that's ever ran for president. Of course he's gonna fucking win.
But it's just hard, man. It's just like
It's a hard conversation to have. It's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard idea to think that not all Americans believe in the flag the same way me and you do. Because I am one of the most purebred American motherfuckers there is. Anybody who says they fucking want to go somewhere else, I tell them go. Because guess what? This is the greatest country on earth, and I believe in it. And guess what? I believe in the American people. By them doing this, they are showing themselves that this is something they believe that needs to happen.
no.
And if they believe that this needs to happen, guess what? Sometimes stuff like this needs to happen.
No, I agree.
This is how change happens.
No, I agree with you.
And it's a hard pill to swallow to see people.
It's
sitting.
hard for me to see that.
It's hard. It's hard to.
I don't even watch fucking football, but it's
no,
on the
I
news.
don't either. But guess what? We hear about it.
Yeah, it's on the news.
Exactly.
Like, fuck.
Even people that don't watch football, they're seeing this shit. Even people that don't even watch TV, they're hearing about this shit.
I don't know.
It's crazy. But guess what? These are things that I believe that need to happen. Even if they're not right. Even if they.
I don't believe in it. I don't. Like I said.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, it's working.
So I mean, even if it disrespects our flag, and I love our country, and I'll stand next to the pledge wholeheartedly because I believe by us bringing up these conversations, it's only going to make our country stronger. It's only going to make our country better. Because what America is the land of opportunity. And for everybody to have equal opportunity to be successful. For every person to have opportunity to be successful. What is the American dream if a quarter of the population isn't able to see the American dream? It's not a real thing then. But there's a reason that people keep coming. There's a reason that people keep wanting to come to America. Because America is the greatest country on earth. Maybe not statistically. Maybe America isn't the smartest country on earth, right? We don't score highest on our fucking tests. But know what we have?
What?
We got balls.
So I can say a lot of other countries have balls.
We got balls. And guess what?
I can say a lot of other countries, but I don't know. You know, I can say a lot of other countries have balls too. But I'm not saying America. I think America is great, but I never grew up anywhere else.
No, but we haven't. There's nothing like the American spirit, right?
Yeah, maybe.
There are no fucking patriotic motherfuckers like Americans, dude.
That's what I thought, and now fucking.
Well, guess what? By bringing this up to conversation,
It's good because they want.
It's good because it unites us all. It brings us all together because
it does, but it doesn't. I feel like it divides us.
Okay.
In a way.
It divides us to a point. It's the people that don't believe that we need to make a change, and it's the people that think we need to make a change. By making this change and by allowing these people to prosper the same way everybody else is able to.
I don't even think of it like that. I think of it as people who agree with what they're doing.
And people
and
who
don't agree.
I know, but
that's why I look at it.
But on the surface, that's what it is. But
yeah.
It becomes deeper than that.
Yeah.
And when people go to the deeper issue with it,
then they realize
that by helping these people and fucking bringing them up, right?
But who do you want to help the people? Because we're talking Illinois right now. So who do you want to help? Like who?
Everybody. It's okay. Nothing's gonna happen if one side does it. Nothing's gonna happen if the other side tries to do it. If the government brings up education in those areas,
I know, but we can't ask the state. I'm just
beyond that. Okay,
I'm just being realistic.
I know you're being realistic, and those are issues that we got to deal with too. We got money all over the place, flying all over the place. We don't know what the fuck's going on, right? But theoretically, it takes two sides.
Let's say all the athletes.
Yeah.
Because everyone's protesting it because they want change.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if all athletes donated some money, because they get paid a shit ton of money.
They do.
Okay.
They do. They definitely do.
So if they all donated, like Chance, the rapper guy. I mean, that would do something, but I'm not saying it's their money. They can do it,
and that would make a difference.
That'd be a step in the right direction.
Exactly. And
because that's a different.
And by uniting everybody, and everybody
then you're
works
doing
on
something. You're doing something besides, just trying to get your message across. Besides just kneeling, you're making an extra effort.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so and I'm sure if you look into it, a lot of these people are doing that.
Yeah, I know they have like charities and stuff.
So if you look at it in that standpoint, if you get 300 million people backing this idea, and everybody takes one small step in the right direction, miles will be crossed.
No, right. It's just fuck. It's gonna be a long process.
It will be. It always is. Nothing happens quickly.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a long time for this to happen. But because this is happening,
I think it happens fast.
it happens fast.
No, nothing good.
No, nothing good does happen fast. And it's going to take time for this to happen. But, again, this is one small step in a march. This is one small step in a large, large movement.
It's fun. It's crazy to think about.
It is crazy to think about.
But Google up why it first started.
What started?
The kneeling. Was it police brutality, or was it they just feel discriminated against?
Why did Colin Kaepernick decide to kneel during national anthem?
I don't think he should be not signed.
No, he's a fucking awesome quarterback.
yeah, I agree with that.
He definitely deserves a spot on the roster.
I agree.
In early 2016, I began paying attention to reports about the
I just
incredible
really-
numbers of unarmed black people being killed by the police. The posts
There
on
it
social
is,
media.
police.
Yeah, he's talking about police brutality. That's specifically why he decided to sit. A few weeks later, during preseason, my teammate Colin Kaepernick chose to sit on the bench during the national anthem to protest police brutality.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't notice at the time, and neither did the news media. It wasn't until after our third preseason game on August 26, 2016, that his protest began to gain national attention, and the backlash against him began. That's when my faith moved me to take action. I looked at James 2:17, which states, "Father by itself, if it does not have works, if it does not have works, is dead." Faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. I knew I needed to stand up for what is right. So, faith by itself will not work. You have to do something. That's what it's saying, I believe.
Yeah.
I approached Colin the Saturday before our next game to discuss how I could get involved with the cause, but also how we could make a more powerful and positive impact on social justice movement. We spoke at length about many of the issues that face our community, including systematic oppression against people of color, police brutality, and the criminal justice system. We also discussed how we could use our platform, provided by us being professional athletes in the NFL, to speak for those who are voiceless. After hours of careful consideration, and even visit from Nate Boyer, a retired Green Beret and former NFL player, we came to the conclusion that we should kneel rather than sit. The next day, during the anthem, as a peaceful protest, we chose to kneel because it's a respectful gesture. I remember thinking our posture was like a flag flown at half-mast to mark a tragedy.
Oh, okay.
It baffles me that our protest is still being misconstrued as disrespectful to the country flag and military personnel. We chose it because it's exactly the opposite. It has always been my understanding that the brave men and women who fought and died for our country did so to ensure that we can live in a fair and free society, which includes the right...
You have to stand, kneel, or sit.
Which includes the right to speak out in protest. It should go out without saying that I love my country and I'm proud to be an American. But to quote James Baldwin, exactly for this reason I insist on the right to criticize her perpetually. I can't find words that appropriately express how heartbroken I am to see the consistent smearing against
Colin Kaepernick?
Yeah, a person who helped start the movement with only the very best of intentions. We are talking about men who helped to orchestrate a commercial plane full of food and supplies for famine-stricken Somalia. A man who had invested his time and money into needy communities here at home. A man I am proud to call my brother, who should be celebrated for his courage to seek change on important issues. Instead, to this day, he's unemployed and portrayed as a racial un-American who wants to divide our country. anyone who has a basic knowledge of football know that that his unemployment has nothing to do with his performance on the field.
No,
It's a shame that the league has turned its back on a man who has done who has done only good. I am aware that my involvement in this movement means that my career may face the same outcome as Collins, but to quote the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, a time comes when silence is betrayal, and I chose not to betray those who are being oppressed. I have too often seen our efforts belittled with the statement, he should have listened to the officer, after watching an unarmed black person get shot, or there is no such thing as white privilege, and racism ended years ago. We know that racism and white privilege are both very much alive today, and it's disheartening and infuriating that President Trump has referred to us with slurs, but the neo-Nazi in Charlottesville is very fine people. His remarks are a clear attempt to deepen the rift that we've tried so hard to mend. I am, nevertheless, encouraged to see my colleagues and other public figures respond to the President's remarks with solidarity with us. It is paramount that we take control of the story behind our movement, which is that we seek equality for all Americans, no matter their race or gender. What we need now is numbers. Some people acknowledge the issue we face, yet remain silent bystanders. Not only do we need more of our fellow black and brown Americans to stand for us, but we as people of other race. I refuse to be one of those people who watches injustices yet does nothing. I want to be a man my children's children can be proud of. Someone who faces adversity and tries to make a positive impact on the world. A person who, 50 years from now, is remembered for standing for what was right, even though it was not the popular or easy choice.
That's good.
That is Eric Reed.
Police brutality is fucked up. But
It is, and it's a good conversation to have.
yeah, but I'm not. I mean,
Well,
it's so messed up.
Well, in conclusion, I think we had a good conversation, and I think we both kind of understand both perspectives a little better, right?
Yeah.
I think we got something out of this, right?
Yeah, they just...
Both of us. We understand each other's perspectives. I'm looking at it in that standpoint. But, you and I have different...
But they don't want us to look at it like how I'm looking at it. How they're just disrespecting the flag. The guy...
But you understand it...
They want something else.
Yeah, and you understand it as a deeper issue. You understand that it's more than...
Just, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They're doing it for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, I gotta get ready to go. That was an hour.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for coming on, dude.
So that's the podcast, guys. Appreciate everybody that listened. I just thought we kind of covered the topic and looked at all the aspects behind it. And I think we kind of found the deeper meaning behind it that a lot of people are ignoring. If you don't follow our Facebook page, follow the Facebook page, the Metamorphosis Podcast. I'll probably be making a Twitter here soon. The Facebook page allows you to be updated on all the new episodes. And thank you for listening. Episode 4 is in the books. Appreciate it. Have a good one, guys.